The morning air was crisp, the kind that promises a good day, but the stench hit me like a slap. I'd stepped out with my coffee, ready to watch the sun climb over my wheat field, a ritual that grounded me. Then I saw a heap of garbage bags, splintered lawn chairs, greasy takeout boxes, and, unbelievably, a cracked toilet seat, all dumped at the edge of my golden crop. The wheat, weeks from harvest, lay crushed under this mess, my family's livelihood trampled by someone's arrogance. This wasn't just dirt and plants. It was my dad's pride, my granddad's legacy, and the money for my son's college fund. My stomach twisted as I scanned the wreckage. I didn't need a detective to know who did it. Only one person in our quiet rural neighborhood acted like the world owed her a favor: Linda Hawthorne. She'd rolled in from the city 6 months ago, a whirlwind of entitlement, instantly trying to reshape our block through the HOA. She bossed everyone around, obsessing over walking trails and aesthetic VYUs while ignoring property lines. From day one, she'd sneered at my field, calling it a weed patch that ruined her morning strolls. Now, it seemed she'd turned it into her personal landfill. I grabbed my phone, snapping photos of the mess, noting how the trash was deliberately placed just over my property line. Deep boot prints trailed away prints that matched her fancy hiking boots. If Linda thought she could get away with this, she was about to learn who she was dealing with. I tried the CIVYL route first. At 8 a.m., I knocked on her door. She answered, sipping a green smoothie, yoga pants on, a smirk plastered across her face. Before I could speak, she cut in. "If this is about your field, I'm doing everyone a favor. Nobody wants to stare at a hay jungle." I blinked, stunned. "That's wheat, Linda. It's my property, and you dump trash on it." She waved me off. "Mostly recyclables. Garbage pickups, not till next week. You got space, what's the issue?" My voice tightened. "The issue is you've ruined a food crop. That's my income." She shrugged. "Plant somewhere else." I stared, speechless, as she shut the door with a dramatic sigh. I walked away, knowing she wouldn't clean it up. This wasn't just about trash, it was about control. Linda hated that I, a guy outside her HOA bubble, owned land she couldn't dictate. That afternoon, I tried the HOA meeting, holding up my photos to a room of awkward silence. Linda sat at the table's end, scrolling her phone, smirking. The chair, a spineless guy named Tom, mumbled, "We'll look into it," and moved on. One woman suggested a fence, making Linda's grin widen. Nobody had the guts to challenge her. The HOA cared more about mailbox colors than illegal dumping. That night, I stood by the field, the trash reeking under the stars. Cleaning it up would hand Linda a win. Fighting back directly might give the HOA an excuse to target me. I needed something smarter, something lasting. Then I noticed the scraggly thorn bushes along the trail sharp, wild, perfect. A wild idea sparked. What if I extended those thorns along my property's edge? Not on the trail, but close enough to make Linda's walks miserable. It was legal, subtle, and poetic. I smiled for the first time all day. I spent hours researching thorn shrubs, landing on pyracanthe evergreen, fast-growing, with thorns that'd shred yoga pants and fiery berries for flair. I found a nursery with a stockpile and confirmed property laws. Anything on my land, even inches from the trail, was fair game. The trail wasn't even public, just HOA maintained. The next morning, I loaded my truck with 60 pyracantha saplings, their orange berries glinting like tiny flames. The nursery guy raised an eyebrow at my order, but I just said I was building a natural border. True enough, I planted them silently, one every 5 feet, just inside my line, each sapling nestled with compost and mulch. Linda's trash sat nearby, buzzing with flies. I left it there. A stench kept nosy neighbors away. By noon, the border was done. From her side, the plants looked harmless, but I knew they'd grow into a thorny fortress. Days passed, and the saplings took root fast. I'd installed a camera in a birdhouse, catching Linda's oblivious walks. Then came the first strike. At 6:45 a.m., I sipped coffee on my porch as she strutted by, dog yapping, phone in hand. She passed the first bushes fine, but 40 feet in, a branch snagged her bare leg. Her screech echoed like she'd stepped on a nail. Her dog went berserk, tugging the leash. Linda flailed, glared at the bush, and snapped photos, pacing angrily. She didn't knock on my door, she ran to the HOA. The next day, Tom showed up, clipboard in hand, with a fake smile. We've had complaints about your plants disrupting the trail experience. I invited him in, handed over my permits, and showed him Linda's trash photos. His face soured. She didn't mention this, he muttered. Of course not, I said. She's mad I planted a legal hedge on my land. He left, promising to handle it. Linda tried a new tactic, waiting by my gate with a sugary smile. Those bushes look hostile. They don't fit the trail's VYB. I unlocked my gate unfazed. They fit my land's VYB just fine. She pressed. They're dangerous. What if someone gets hurt? I turned, locking eyes. Like my wheat got hurt by your trash? I've got photos, Linda. Wanting to send them to the police? Her smile vanished. She stormed off, my camera catching every step. Word spread. Neighbors avoided the thorny border, but some, like an old guy named Ed, praised it. Keeps dogs out. Smart move. I filed a complaint with the town's environmental unit, attaching videos of Linda's dumping. The war was quiet but growing. The bushes thickened, their thorns gleaming. Linda couldn't take it. One morning, filming a wellness video, her dog lunged into the thorns. She screamed, tripped, and stumbled into the bushes, her legs scratched raw. I watched from my porch, barely hiding a grin, as she limped home. An HOA letter arrived, whining about safety hazards. It was toothless, they had no case. Linda filmed the bushes, narrating dramatically about aggressive plants. I posted her video online, paired with my trash dumping footage. The neighborhood forum exploded. Neighbors were outraged. Some joked, she wanted nature. Now she's got thorns. Linda called a city inspector, claiming I broke zoning laws. I handed him my permits and trash photos. He shrugged. You're good. She didn't mention garbage. Linda shouted, You'll hear from my lawyer. He ignored her. At the next HOA meeting, Linda ranted about plant aggression, but Tom held up her trash photo. Admit what you did, or we're done here. She stormed out, screaming about conspiracies. Her online rant called me a weed tyrant, but it backfired. A local blog ran a story. HOA drama. Thorn bushes versus trash scandal. Linda's name was everywhere. Mine wasn't. Teens took selfies by the hedge, calling it Karma Garden. Then came her lawsuit. Emotional distress, hazardous landscaping, reputational damage. I laughed, showing it to my lawyer, Mike. She's suing you for plants? He chuckled. We countersued for dumping, trespassing, and crop damage with ironclad EVY Denke. VY Deos, neighbor statements, timestamps. The town's environmental unit investigated, finding Linda's trash matched other illegal dumps. An officer, Jenkins, found her name on Amazon packages and a vet bill in the pile. Open and shut, he said, predicting fines or worse. News stations jumped in. Farmer plants thorns after HOA trash war. Linda's yelling clips aired. My face stayed off screen. Her Save the Trail protest flopped too. People showed up. I hosted a barbecue, projecting her dumping video as she marched by with a megaphone. She kicked a chair and fled. Then the town ruled. Linda owed Dula 4,050 hours of cleanup and a public apology. Her appeal failed. Her apology, posted online, was cold. I regret my actions and apologize for waste issues. She vanished from the trail and HOA. The bushes flourished a green, prickly wall. A photographer shot them for a calendar. Neighbors thanked me. One said, You made this art. Harvest came, and the wheat sold high. Linda sent a jar of jam with a note. No thorns included. I smiled, shell-vying it. One day I saw her again, walking slowly in long sleeves and boots. No dog, no smirk. She looked defeated. I invited the local school's nature club to the field. Kids planted wildflowers by the bushes, learning about boundaries. Linda showed up, watching quietly. She asked to speak, and I nodded. I was wrong, she told the kids. I treated this field like it didn't matter. I'm sorry. It was raw, real. Later, she admitted, I had to lose to learn respect. I nodded. Nature's bouncers. She smiled faintly. No more dumping. Linda started walking again, picking up litters silently. A news crew returned, asking what changed. Respect, I said, eyeing the wheat, the thorns, the wildflowers. That's what grew. The segment aired, called Poetic. An old man wrote, "Thanks for showing patient resistance." Harvest profits soared, and the field stood proud, its thorny border a quiet middle finger to entitlement. Linda wasn't gone, but she was different, careful, humbled. The trail stayed peaceful, the air clean, the community tighter. So what would you do if someone trashed your livelihood and laughed in your face? Would you scream, sue, or plant something sharp and permanent? Could you stay calm, or would you burn it all down? Should Linda have faced jail time? Was public shame enough? Drop your thoughts below. Let's hear your take. Like, comment, and subscribe for more stories where patience outsmarts arrogance.